Okay, so I'm going to do a quick summary of what happened last time, and then we'll jump right in, guys. So, the journey of our heroes continue as they need to stop the whereabouts of Dagon Vor and save Morgak's son and stop the end of the world, again, for probably the third time. So, in the last episode of Drama del Esmexo, an unlikely alliance has been reached between the party and Dagon Vor to confront Khronox. Questions have arisen on the validity of the all-out war brought to Adnil and who the party can really trust. To undo the chaos caused by the Eldritch horrors that ravage the lands, will the party side with Dagon? We'll find out this episode, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. And I decided to leave your lovely artistry up just for the time being, but now it's going to have to go bye-bye because it's serious time. Sorry, guys. We're going to have to let you doodle another time.
Goodbye, cardboard tank.
So, in other words...
At the end of the session, create another abomination. Gotcha.
Yes.
Well,
exactly.
we know the first thing that we have to put up.
We'll see.
Who am I missing in the Roll20? Is that you, Alwyn? Are you able
I
to...
believe it is.
Okay.
There we are.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
There she is.
Perfect. All right, so consulting my lovely notes here. There's some things that you guys are probably going to want to deal with before you jump head into it. I'll go down the line and just talk to you guys in case you want to do anything before you make a decision. Awan, is there anything your character is probably thinking of doing right now before gearing up, basically?
Mostly she wants to commit murder, but that's nothing unusual.
No, that's straightforward. I appreciate her candor. So you're probably just like doing some maybe some training with your mecha version. You guys are sparring
she's
in
working
the field.
with the new limb.
Yeah, she's probably kind of helping you with your new arm, helping you kind of get the hang of using it in arcing beams and lightning whips. So you're kind of practicing that with her right now. Morgak, I will say that your paladin version is insisting on talking to you regarding your son.
Okay.
So he kind of pulls you aside and he basically tells you when it comes down to it, he is not going to decide for you what to do. But if push comes to shove, he highly recommends that you deal with the possibility of killing your son to stop Dagon in case he betrays us. But he says he will not interfere with your decision. Whatever you decide, he will go along with it.
Morgak will take a moment and we'll just nod.
Okay. He kind of goes into a little bit of a background on what his son's been up to. You basically get the gist that his son joined the orcs against him, and he has been trying to find a way to get his son back from their grasp, essentially. Try and convince him that what his son is doing is wrong. So he's hoping by helping you guys, he'll at least be able to atone for losing his son, and maybe he'll be able to reconcile with him after this. So with that conversation, Oust, or I should say Sir Oust, your
Rather
other
quiet.
self, actually wants to speak to you as well, and he's asking you what your father was like in your realm and what he did.
I mean, Sir Oust is going to be honest and say, for the most part, he was present for his entire life in things. Very supportive figure. him most of what he knew.
He says you're a very lucky person to have a father that was more involved than his own. Last he saw his father, he was fighting off a giant undead abomination in the Kagrim Gate. And as far as he knows, he's probably dead. And he doesn't know how he feels about this, considering he's still unsure whether or not his father was working for Dagon or Khronox, or even if he was just doing some selfish endeavor. At this point, you can kind of tell by his expressions and the way he's carrying on this conversation, he's kind of looking for some sort of solace in the fact that his father is actually a good man.
I can't promise that his father is the same as mine. And I'm gonna be honest, Sir Aus is the blunt type, so he's going to say that I can't promise that he's the same as my own, but likewise, my mother was a distinct amount more distant than your own was, so
kind of like a reverse. Okay.
there's a decent chance, or he might have just, well, too much I don't know.
Okay. Well, with that, he seems a little dejected, but there's a bit of glimmer of hope in his eyes to think that it is possible his father is possibly still alive out there somewhere and is hoping to maybe reunite with him before this is all over, if that happens. So, aside from that, is there anything you guys are going to want to do before finding Khronox, or basically summoning him?
Now that we're in the interior of the area, I want to get a scope of how things are, any kind of breachable defenses, anything we can take advantage of.
So this area is basically just like a wasteland of just smashed
Right.
rock. You guys are actually in what used to be the remnants of a village with basically a tomb. So like this area here, strong possibility that's going to be the most defensible spot. And of course Dagon has his legions of undead to assist you guys in fighting off whatever Khronox throws at you guys, if you decide to side with him completely on this. So ultimately it seems like it'll come down to a confrontation between Khronox and Dagon, and you'll have to make a decision on, after hearing both sides, what you guys really want to do. That's kind of like how I've set this session up at the moment. So
All right.
yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah, I want to make it a little like easier for you guys, so you can decide which area you guys are going to be in and what's going to happen after that. So any other questions before we get started?
Sure.
Oh, you.
No, you can go first.
It's been a hot minute, and I'm trying to remember. Do I still need to do anything to get more acquainted with the magic axe I got?
So the axe you are attuned with, you're attuned with 100%. So,
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
yeah, your abilities are going to flow through that thing like butter. Like all
Gotcha.
your attacks that you have, all the souls that you've fed it, it is fully charged and ready to wreak havoc.
Okay.
Filled with butter.
So
Filled it with
you can
butter.
kind of think of it as your version of Thor's hammer.
Yeah, no, I've got the things written down. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't anything else I was missing on there.
Oh, no,
But
you're good.
if you say it's good, it should be good.
Yeah.
It only has one charge on it, though.
Oh no, like I said, it's fully charged. So if you want to like toss it around, you want to throw it around like a Thor hammer, it'll hit multiple attacks and then come back to you immediately after that. It's basically what it would do. And if you manage to do any crits, it'll do something special that I'm not going to spoil, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
I will keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I am good.
Cool. Alma, what was your question? When?
Lydia.
Hi.
Hi. What was your question?
She was asking the other Alwyn. God damn it. What's her opinion on the matter?
Well, she will be very blunt with you. She says she doesn't trust Dagon whatsoever, and she sure as shit doesn't trust Khronox either, but kind of in a rock and a hard place at the moment, so she'll go with whatever you guys decide is best when it comes down to it. Whoever you side with, she'll follow. But she does make it known that she's very distrusting of Dagon, which is pretty, like, obvious considering the fact that what his group did to her and left her for dead definitely has some merit behind it. So
Yeah, and he took her arm.
yeah, he did. You kind of needed that. But it seems like the arm that Sir Oust made for you and the training that Mecha Alwyn has helped you with has alleviated a lot of the kinks that you had first starting.
Yeah, what's a lost limb?
It's fine.
It's fine.
All right, so who wants to be the one that calls Khronox?
Ah. We need to find Jerry, get him to do it.
Just some random head just shows up. It's like, hey guys!
It's been so long.
It's the worst that could happen.
Yeah, right?
I mean, in all honesty, it would be a lot humorous if he was.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of funny. Yeah.
What should we do? Should it be... Oh, by the way, did we get a long rest in?
Oh yeah, you guys are fully rested. You're all healthy.
Okay.
Good thing to preface before we do this.
Anything you actually want to like practice your epic speech?
Wait. Is anyone wanting to do this? I'm particularly not fond of deities in general, but then again, that's also the case for Alwyn.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, Alwyn. Alwyn, you go.
What? Oh!
Drew the short straw on that one.
You're lucky that I at least know healing spells, and unfortunately getting used to being a sacrificial lamb.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
She says that. Yo, Khronox, crystal bitch.
Crystal bitch. You could give him his nickname. You know how much he loves that.
Mr. Squibbles.
Roll for religion. I want to see how this goes.
He just comes in like, stop calling me that.
Oh, what did I just walk into? Rage at being called Mr. Squiggles versus this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why are you in this timeline? What the fuck did you do?
Aw.
It was super not effective.
Hold on.
That's not how this works.
Persuasion.
I wish it would be easier.
All right, so yeah, you don't get much of a response out of that. Dagon says he could probably help a little. And
No.
If a skull could smirk, it would be smirking.
She was very adamant on the no.
Okay. He's like, very well. Up to you.
She
then."
will
Khronox.
keep doing it until she gets something.
We need to talk. Come on. Marginally better.
Marginally better. Okay, so you see like off in the distance in front of you guys, a couple of like blue lightning sparks kind of form in a sort of like a lightning orb, and it gets larger and larger until it gets almost gargantuan size, and you see him just kind of like pop on top of a mountain pass in front of the temple area. And sorry,
Was that the...
Hmm?
Did we just see the time travel thing from the Terminator movies?
maybe a little bit.
Huh.
Yeah,
A little bit.
yeah, a little bit weird. Oh, for some reason this is taking forever, but yeah, just assume he's on that little mountaintop over here. In
Yeah.
that side. Yeah. So he shows up and he's
somewhere
like,
over here.
yeah, pretty much. So
I figured he's off over here.
he pops up and is like, "What is it, sir?" And he stops like mid sentence when he sees you and the group standing beside Dagon, and he's like, "What
There
is
is.
this? Why haven't
Tiny
you
blue
killed
dot.
him?"
Us demanding answers.
Something. Debatable things on free will and interference in the timelines, so on and so forth.
Oh, so you think you can trust this undead sorcerer?
To be fair,
No.
I don't particularly trust you or him.
Agree.
You
Like, the word trust is heavy here. I take it you understand, given the everything.
really? And what has he told you? What type of lies has he put in your ear that you would believe him?
Anyone else wanting to say it?
He's just tapping his talons on the stone rock. It's like, I am waiting.
Long story short, something about pruning timelines, so on and so forth. If we do end up dealing with him, you will end up destroying the rest of the extra timelines he has made and destroying them, thereby destroying us and our livelihoods, so on and so forth.
No offense, but these timelines should not have existed in the first place. Dagon was responsible for creating alternate branches that need to be corrected. If he continues doing this, he will rip the universe apart, and there will be too many universes to be controlled, and they will envelop each other. Now, if you were to kill him, this would all cease from coming to be, and you would be put at peace. You have struggled long and hard, Sir Oust. You do not need to struggle any longer.
Struggling is how we got where we are today. I hold no regrets of what I've done in the past. What I hold dear is the future that you have apparently decided to take away the moment that we fix your problem.
If you fix and correct what Dagon has undone, then you will be living in a world of peace, not crawling with eldritch horrors as it is now.
I'm not from the original timeline, as you put it. No one is.
Well, he kind of nods at Morgak, is like, well, technically he is.
There's
Right here. Like, come on.
Listen, exceptions to the
Only
rules.
Morgak is canon.
Only Morgak.
And I'm guessing your stepmother as well.
Morgak has a stepmother?
What?
Morgak.
I have a stepmom.
Another
Alan
twist.
Wolfie.
Another.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah.
had to fix up my mic.
Okay.
Oh, when
Square
your
decided
face
to mess with me
long
now.
with the clawed hand. No, Morgak. I'm talking about the god.
The gods have a stepmother. All right, God.
You know what? Yes.
Yeah, there you go. It's simpler for him to just not know the real answer.
The gnome.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
At mention of the gnome, Khronox is like, ah, yes, Orisa. She seemed to be working with you against me, so I had her imprisoned. She does not need to be usurping my plan. And you should tread carefully in what you decide to do from this point forward. Siding with Dagon will have irreparable damage to this world and others that he has created.
What about?
He just glances back over the landscape. To be fair, every world he has created is kind of just turned into hell anyway. Well, I guess it's more like the abyss than hell.
Mhm.
The Astral Sea is very appealing to me at the moment.
Dagon will counter Khronox's argument, and he will reveal that Khronox used the IAU to find his younger self so that the PCs would kill him. So you guys, because you guys didn't kill his younger self, Khronox ended up imprisoning Orisa for betraying him, giving you guys that hint to find his younger self, Altair. And because you guys didn't kill him, Khronox sent those IAU cronies to collect him, and in hopes that he would be killed by Dagon, had the IAU units meet with Dagon in the hopes that he would basically murder his younger self, which Dagon did not do, so that kind of screwed up his whole plan.
You know, I'm just saying everything doesn't seem to function on a paradoxical sense. In time, it seems to be more a case of self-fulfilling prophecies, in which case your actions ended up creating him as he is now.
That may be, but at this point, he must be stopped, because if he is not, the whole universe will be torn asunder, and there will be no world to live on if he has his way.
Well,
A correction
I'm going
is
to be
needed.
blunt, Khronox. You're a bit of a bitch.
Roll for intimidation. With disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
Might as well.
Alwyn openly laughs at that.
Could that technically be the help action to give him just a
20.
straight roll?
If it's a straight roll, 27.
Fuck it, yeah. Can he get
damn.
this?
He's not going to need an assist from you guys, trust me.
Okay.
You have enraged the god of time as he stomps one of his feet into the rocks underneath him, and it shatters in purple blue lightning. And he raises his voice against you. You, boy, do not get to demand anything from me, let alone insult me. I am the god of time,
Fragile ego,
and
too.
I am in charge of this whole operation. I could destroy you with a flick of my wrist, but I've decided to give you leniency for what you have been through, and your comrades. Especially the one who was Sir Hivsam, who made the ultimate sacrifice, and is now in the ethereal realm, awaiting his ascension, which I am willing to grant, if you were only to follow my orders to the letter.
I wasn't disagreeing with following your orders, God of Time. I'm just saying you're a bitch. For letting all this happen in the first place. Because as you say, if you're so powerful, you should have dealt with it a long time ago. Could have engineered a little separate timeline, made up heroes that could have done all of this in a shorter span of time, because I feel like that little lesser evil would have been much smaller in comparison to letting Dagon make as many timelines as he is, and then for you to just extinguish them regardless.
You're saying that you think that I had not tried previous with other heroes? to stop Dagon. He kind of chuckles to himself when he says that. My boy, I have sent legions of men and women to their deaths to try and stop him. They have all failed up to this point. You just happen to be the specific instance required to get at least this far.
Ah,
Oh, color me blessed.
so we're your control group at this point.
Yeah. I think the control group would have technically been the main timeline. So, ironically, the ones that worked out the best is one of the people from the start of it all. Props to you, Morgak. You got through legion of iterations just by being yourself.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, tracks.
I mean, he is
Immune
an
to
awful
magic.
Immune to magic.
Ponders whether or not he's immune to god magic. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Close
Do I
enough.
want to figure that theory out? He says to himself.
Do I wish to fuck around and subsequently find out? Probably.
Kind of.
Tempting.
Nur kind of
So-
pops its head out of your backpack, Morgak, and based off of the muttering that you're saying, you can notice that the little lamb just kind of shakes its head. He goes, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, that's right. Nur isn't immune to magic. They'd be caught in the crossfire.
Pretty much.
All right. Can't have you getting killed.
Okay.
It's integral to the party.
Nur is the soul of the party.
Yeah.
We need the
Oh, we
map.
have had Nur call Khronox. Damn it.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Just to let you know, Lucian, just to fill you in, Nur is the party's basically pet lamb, and their name stands for New Emergency Rations.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. They're just a little friendly friend to replace the rotten pig that Morgak had in there.
Yeah, for months.
Emergency ration.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad they got attached.
The pig.
Right. So, to reiterate, we help you. Dagon's potentially going to die if we succeed. We still don't have his phylactery's location, by the way. So if we deal with him now, he's still just going to crop up again wherever, unless you have that on hand. Additionally, if we help him, we might deal with you and get a chance to continue living. Maybe. So it's a question of selfishness versus selflessness, and what we'd gain out of it, right?
You need to locate his phylactery and destroy it. Or, as an alternative, and I'm just, spitballing here, kill Altair.
Say it, don't spray it. Goodness. That said, wouldn't that just create a paradox in and of itself where then we wouldn't exist and then, it would just cascade endlessly into a we didn't kill him, we killed him, we didn't kill him, we killed him situation?
You are all outside of time at this point, and I have within my powers to keep you from forgetting everything and basically never meeting. I can change this, but you must decide. Either find his phylactery and destroy it, or kill Altair, his younger self, and then he will cease to exist. And Dagon kind of pipes up, it's like, yes, I'm sure that's going to work just swimmingly. Kill my younger self, and maybe, possibly, I'll just go poof into dust. Are you sure you want to really take that chance?
You're honestly sure that he isn't now also outside of time, as you put it?
Khronox, my friend, maybe tell them why you, the god of time, has not been able to even lay a finger on me this whole time? I'm sure they're curious. Khronox just kind of like huffs out some lightning. He's like, that is irrelevant to this point that I'm making. Dagon must be destroyed, and you are the ones to kill him. It has been ordained since the beginning.
Of what?
This hated prophecy bullshit.
If they had a prophecy, why did he send all the other guys?
Maybe it led up to the prophecy. I don't know.
That doesn't make
Maybe
sense.
there was some like internal clauses that 4 idiots have to go and manage it.
Or open-ended prophecies of us as people, even though it's not specifically us as people. Might have been our other selves. Morgak, though, is just the prime case. Good on you, buddy.
Like,
Everyone's just giving positive reinforcement to Morgak.
Well, wasn't Alwyn technically from? No, wait, they jumped timelines to...
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there for that part.
man, there's
It's
been a
like
lot of timeline
Owen's
jumping.
from the prime timeline, but cuts off at B at some point.
Yeah, like
I
the only
wonder-
original iterations would have been Morgak and Hivsam from this original world, and then everyone else just kind of like came together after that through different time hopping shenanigans.
Random question, is Prime me dead or alive?
Oh, the Prime You is alive. He's with you guys right now.
Wait,
Is Prime Me dead? I think they're dead.
Oh yeah, they're definitely dead. Hell, they may
Well,
not have
maybe.
even existed. You don't even know.
I'm not sure how
Girl.
this...
If they didn't exist, then you're the new prime.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're a
I
sub.
mean,
You're a sub Prime.
So, Secundus? I don't know. Owen
She
Secundus.
will like kind of pick with her offhand. Well, the robotic hand,
Mhm.
like the false nails. Question. What about my prime self? If we aid you, are the memories of us going to be handed over to them? Something along those lines?
If you were to destroy Dagon, everything that he created himself would cease to exist, and you would return to where you were from originally.
Ah, so in other words, I would cease to exist. Got it.
It is for the greater good of the universe that this happens.
The greater good has bitten our ass more than anything that either of you have done. The greater good does not bloody exist. If you want for the greater good, you're going to let those timelines keep on living. If we can come to a conclusion on stopping the goddamn constant creations, then that might solve this issue altogether. But apparently that's not an option.
No, it is not. You must destroy Dagon, and it is obvious that he has turned you all against me. Which is
Don't
unfortunate.
go that far.
Either of your goddamn sides.
More, I'm immensely disappointed with the situation at all. I mean, hey, what do you expect me to do? Be joyous at the fact that you're offering me a case of, hey, hate yourself for your entire life or cease to exist? You're being rather blaze about it, and your lack of understanding about mortals shows.
I thought Alyssa would at least show you something.
Sir Oust, you have told me yourself that you do not want to return to the world that was ravaged by Dagon. I am giving you a second option. I'm giving you an option of peace. You will be put to rest, and you will have no more worries in your life to deal with. You have not even hinted at the fact that you want to continue on living either. You just want it all to be over. Is that not correct?
I wasn't arguing for the case of myself. It was more so for, her, who seems very determined to keep on living. So let me just ask this. Could you, say, tie someone to a new reality if their old self had died in that reality?
If the
Could you
reality,
offer her that?
if the reality did not have them in that particular timeline, yes, I can certainly do so.
So
not-
you can offer Arwen a chance to continue living.
Of course.
That's the only thing that was a problem here, I think.
Well, it's less of a chance and more of a guarantee that she will.
Yeah. I find this as an absolute win. Turn towards Dagon with a kind of "what can you do" shrug. That was the issue, right, Arwen?
That was the main one, yes.
So
Okay,
Dagon,
but you already existed there, and then you died. So you're just going to transplant yourself in there after the death?
Well, I mean, there is such a thing as reincarnation and stuff along those lines, so...
But he's saying you will be going back after old self dies. Yeah. I look at Khronox.
Oh, is old self already dead?
old self, your original Arwen, in this instance, was killed. Yes.
Ah, on brand. Probably
So
did something
then-
stupid.
You're taking this Owen and putting her where dead Owen is, and this Owen will be alive there.
That is correct.
Guaranteed.
I guarantee it.
Insight check.
Yeah. Yeah, likewise.
Okay.
Yeah.
You believe him wholeheartedly. Sir Oust, he is bullshitting you. You kind of get the idea that this is sort of like what comes down to a wish. You have to be very, very specific to actually come out on top with this whole situation. Now, he did say he will return her to when the original Arwen died. You don't know where or when that is.
We just get something settled here. Maybe set her in a place where she can actually just live in that new place, instead of setting her in a spot where she might spontaneously perish.
You're thinking she's just going to get dropped in a volcano?
Wouldn't be the first time. The wells know where I belong.
Hide in the wells. Khronox can't get
Interdimensional
you there.
wells. Yeah. So Khronox actually shakes his head at this. He says, I need to return her to where she originally lived. Now I can change the time at which she comes back to the world. But someone, maybe you, Sir Oust, could be there to alter her fate?
All right. Wouldn't that make two of me existing in the same timeline, or would it be a case of, like, I would just do that and then disappear?
It would be, let's say, the final good act of this arrangement. If you want to ensure that Arwen survives, I can send you both back to a time where she was still alive at one point. He doesn't seem like he's lying about this part.
Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Can I get a time span for how long I'd be alive, at least?
For as long as you protect her, she will survive the initial death that was foretold for her in this instance. If you save her from that death, you will be put at peace.
Vague, but alright.
But then won't that mess with your original timeline because she doesn't exist there, and then subsequently create a new timeline?
This will only correct what was done in the beginning. Arwen was meant to die in that instance, I can make sure that in the original Arwen does not survive, but this one does and takes her place. That is the deal I can make you.
Gotta lean over to Sir Oz and just say, I don't know about you, but it just sounds sketch.
To be fair, I don't think either situation in this is ideal.
What happens if we just kill both of them?
Are you saying this out loud?
I'm muttering this over to Oz.
Roll
So
for
nobody
stealth.
can hear me except for Oz.
Roll for stealth. You're talking
Roll
in
for
front of a
stealth.
time god, and Dagon's right beside you guys.
Yeah, fair.
Can we just take a second, guys?
Can we huddle off to the side? Nope,
Can we
too
huddle
late.
up real quick?
It's a little too late for that now.
Oh well. Yeah, sure. Let's roll stealth. Let's see what happens. 19.
Oh, you're
shit.
so lucky. So yeah, neither of them hear you muttering that.
Owen just kind of raises an eyebrow at the two of them.
It's a loud whisper. It's like, so what do we kill them all? What do we do?
I honestly don't know a way for us to get out of here otherwise.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Then we're just stuck in the bubble.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know about you, but I just kind of hate Dagon anyway, so I'm kind of going that route regardless and just trying to sweeten the deal for you guys.
Owen just gestures to her arm and then gestures to the cyborg Owen
Yeah, that.
as
Plus,
the reason why the two of them are kind of like, bruh.
Anything we can, maybe you could negotiate, like, a solid location for where your son is?
No, it would be preferable.
Right? Last request to add on to all this, location of Morgak's son.
So you're asking Khronox if he can give you the location of his son?
Yeah.
Okay. Khronox says that he cannot, unfortunately. Your son is also out of time and therefore has basically a shield of invisibility where he cannot locate him at all.
Inherited the Gak family immunity to magic.
Oh,
It's
a blessing and a
hereditary.
curse.
That's
A
my boy.
blessing and a curse. Damn it.
So Dagon pipes up regarding this particular issue. So Dagon would like to strike a deal with the party as well, considering this negotiation isn't going his way at all, which you can certainly tell. Dagon,
Well, that bitch should have thought about it before cutting off my arm.
Dagon says that he can create instances where his son is safe and alive, as is his wife, and he can create instances where the people, like your party, didn't exist at all, and he can place you in those worlds where you can live in peace and not have to worry about him coming after you at all, provided you ensure that Khronox is weakened enough for him to basically get his family back. That's his whole motivation for doing all of this, is Khronox refused his original request to save his family from those looters in the church. And as a result, his family was smashed to pieces when he turned them to stone trying to protect them.
Yeah, Owen has absolutely no sympathy for that.
Wait, hold on. I need to double check my bag. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Checking something.
Okay.
Okay, out of character. So wait, these are the same people I have in my bag of holding, right?
Yep.
So what's the matter of just taking them out and like, hey, like here you go. Stop doing timey-wimey fucky-wucky shit.
Altair still is alive. The younger version of Dagon, that's his family. The Dagon that you guys have right now, his family were smashed to pieces. So he doesn't have one. And he wants the ones that you have. And in return for that, he'll make sure that you guys are on an instance of Adnil where you never existed and you can live in peace and harmony with all your families. That's his promise.
Alwyn's very adamant, like, it's called found family, you idiot. Like, she doesn't say that, but that's how her mind is. I found family with IOU. Clearly that wasn't working out. But I found another family here, and I can find another goddamn family. Fucking all I have to do is just arrive back into my thing, show my proper heritage, and I probably could get shit.
You could, but your entire family has been wiped out as far as you know. Like, you're the only surviving member of your family. Dagon is saying that he can ensure that Alwyn doesn't exist in this instance, but your entire family was never attacked by the IAU and will be perfectly safe and happy with them.
But it isn't her family.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's an alternate version.
It's a family that doesn't have Alwyn in it.
How about we set another deal on the table here? How do you think your family would react to seeing what you'd become, Dagon? Do you want to find out? Do you want to ask them? How about we do that? Are you afraid of that?
Dagon says that they would understand what I did for them. It was for them, for their protection.
Morgak, if you would.
Oh, okay.
Khronox, you can unpetrify someone, right?
Of course.
All right. I bring out the statue of the mother and child.
All right. So the mother and daughter are out.
It's on the board now.
Khronox lifts up one of his talons, and you see what looks to be a rudimentary sort of like image of a clock going backwards. And you see the stone just kind of like fall away from both the mother and the daughter as he does this. So they just kind of like, both are like blinking a little bit. Just trying to like adjust their eyes to the hellscape in front of them. And are obviously a little taken aback and terrified.
Invalid.
So as this happens, Altair runs up to the both of them and embraces them both in just like a really big hug. And they're like crying and happy, and his wife and daughter are just kind of like asking basically, what's going on? Where are we? And Altair kind of explains it in as easy as a possible way as he can. Dagon sees what he would like to be his family and does approach them slowly, but the daughter immediately screams and hides behind the mother's back, and the mother is just like all wide-eyed and trying to understand like what the hell this thing is. And
just that one in another life.
Yeah, Dagon just like reaches out in like sort of like a sympathetic skeletal hand, as sympathetic as you could make it. And he holds out both of his hands, and he just says, "It's like, you are my wife. You're finally back. I am so happy." And the wife and daughter aren't having any of this. And Altair's trying to be sympathetic to his plight and says, like, this is me, but from an alternate timeline, who lost his family and resorted to dark magic to try and save them.
Alwyn has no pity for him.
Mm-hmm.
This is a case of like her also having the mentality of, bitch, I've been there. I lost everything. And I didn't do this shit.
Yeah. Well, one of you did, but she's dead now, so who cares?
Comparison makes a devil out of you and me, though.
It's becoming very obvious that they are not cool with Dagon being around them, and they do not want to be near him at all. Dagon is becoming enraged at this, and he's yelling at them, "I did this all for you.
You did this
No
for the
idea.
ones who are dead. You should have moved on. This," she gestures to everything around them, "is your fault and your responsibility to claim and acknowledge that you've done. They are not yours. They are his. They have more close association with them. The ones that you have are lost. They're dead. You should have moved on, but you didn't. You decided to wallow in self-pity and just not face the consequences of your actions. You didn't think about moving on. You just stayed stagnant. And stagnant gets nothing done."
He bellows out in a loud voice and points his skeletal hand to Khronox. "This is all your fault. You brought them here to hate me. They are supposed to love me. I am their father. I am her husband." And he just starts raging.
If you really believe that, we could just have everyone jump in a zone of truth, and there'd be no way around it.
Does anyone have one of those?
I'm a paladin. It's on my spell list.
Well, yeah.
Have it prepared and everything.
Ignore that, please.
Oh, okay. You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. I will ignore that.
Misclick.
All right. So what's
I'm
Suddenly
on
you
the
raise
tablet
them
right
up.
now, so it's very much a misclick.
So what's your plan here exactly, Aus, with the Zone of Truth? What do you want to accomplish?
Oh, just to see if Khronox did this purposefully, if they're under any kind of manipulation at all, and overall, if Dagon even really believes that Khronox is at fault.
So,
If he's lying to himself.
who do you want to cast this on first, Khronox or Dagon?
It's an area of effect. Everyone can be included.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
I
he's already
know who tries to resist the spell, too. So,
Okay, welcome to group therapy, guys.
15-foot radius sphere, I think that could include everyone.
Dagon's a little outside that sphere.
Come on in.
So, Dagon just kind of scoffs at it. He's just like, "The Zone of Truth has no effect on me. I am a god.
Bitch, just
You
play
cannot
along.
compel me to say anything that I do not wish to be told."
Just play along. It will save us so much time. Don't you have a mortal form? You could use that.
He just kind of like dips his talon into the circle. Just puts his foot in there. It's like,
Again, Alwyn face palms with the clawed hand.
yeah.
Damn, it's got her.
You take a d4 of damage.
Ow, those are
You're not
sharp.
bleeding from your
hurts.
forehead.
God damn. I should really learn how to retract these.
I mean, like, I've done it with a book before. I've not hurt myself with the book.
A clawed hand.
That's a
clawed hand's a
book.
little bit
Clawed
different from
metal
a book.
hand.
Metal
I've
hand.
also done that with a
Impacting into
leather
your
gauntlet.
face.
Leather, again.
Not a clawed hand.
Not a clawed metal hand.
No, but I did have a clawed ring. It slightly hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see?
Imagine that, but the
Slightly.
entire hand.
Oh god, we were joking.
She just pokes her eye a little. He's like, ow.
Oh, that's
son
what
of
the
a
shocking
bitch."
grasp was for. Oh,
Oh.
what the?
Okay, so go ahead and ask your questions. They're both within the circle.
Alright.
Do they resist?
Do they resist?
Do you have to ask it first, or do they have to resist before you ask the
It's
question?
the resisting of the spell being cast.
Oh, spell being cast. Okay.
Yep, and oust via the description of the spell states directly whether or not they succeed or fail. I know if they succeed or fail. So
Dagon's definitely resisting. He's not in the mindset to be dealing with what he would consider a foolish errand. He wants his family. He's going to get his family. And Dagon is in his way. Or well, I should say Khronox is in his way.
Khronox.
Khronox
You
is in his
kind
way.
of said the truth there, didn't you? He is in his own way.
Yeah. This is basically what you glean from this zone of truth. It's like he is adamant that he will get his family. That is what he came to here to do.
You do know that if you do die, you could be with them anyway.
With the things that I've done, there's no way I'm going to be meeting them in the afterlife.
And you know an additional thing? Your actions cause beasts to roam the afterlife and destroy souls.
He's kind of taken aback from that. He did not realize it leaked, or we should say kind of spilled over into the afterlife.
The chances are, I don't know if there are any magics that can bring back a destroyed soul.
Next to none, actually.
No, that's accurate. And that just causes Dagon to rage even more against Khronox and blame him for not telling him that this could have happened. Khronox just kind of shrugs. It's like,
It was your goddamn
What did you want me to do about it?
yeah, basically, he's like, I didn't know
This
that
is
there were
your
going to be
bloody
things
fault
that
to begin with,
ate
you
souls.
egotistical skeleton man who walks around in the pumpkin parade.
Okay. Can make a saving throw. The DC isn't too high. I believe it is a wisdom save?
Wisdom
You know,
save?
part
Or
of me,
charisma saving throw, actually.
Charisma
part of
saving
me
throw.
wishes I gave Alwyn levels in Bard.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of funny.
Well, with how many times I insult people.
Yeah, you have cutting words for sure. I'm just going to copy and paste this in because I'm lazy. I'm going to do his save. So wisdom saving throw of how high?
DC 17.
He does not make it.
Okay. Wow. Really?
No.
No, he failed miserably. Surprisingly enough,
Well,
the dice are
funny
not in my
for
favor
me.
today. Yes.
You honestly
Hey guys,
think it's
we could pull it off.
Khronox's
We could kill them
fault?
both.
No.
I said it out of character, not in character.
We could take
Yes.
the domain of the time god.
Please emphasis that prior to speaking because I will assume it's
I'm
out,
sorry.
of character.
I tried to do the character voice of just me with a deeper
Okay,
voice.
good. Yes,
Yeah.
I will take that into advisement.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do you honestly think it's Khronox's fault or your own?
It's his fault he didn't save my family. It's his fault he refused to go back in time and help me protect them. It's all his fault.
Oh my god.
Okay, but hear me out. Why is a god supposed to go back in time for one dude?
When he has a million other responsibilities.
What makes you special compared to everyone else?
Is it because you're a priest?
I trusted him to protect my family while I was away. I prayed to him and he said he would do it. He didn't.
Alwyn just throws up a
New
hand.
information.
I'm gonna look over at Khronox. Khronox, is that true?
Disappointed father voice.
Is that true, Khronox?
How's Khronox doing in the zone of truth?
Khronox will say that he said that they would be under his protection. However, he didn't promise for how long.
Okay, now that's just some fey trickery bullshit, which stacks on to the point of me calling you a bitch. But
I
that's
don't see
regardless.
20 years on you, Mr. Fay.
Again, most gods do have some form of a mortal. Who says it's not a fae? And technically speaking, his mother is a gnome, so there's fae ancestry associated with it anyway.
He's adopted.
It counts. Have you ever heard of a pact of the Archfey? It counts.
Yeah.
I don't think gnomes have fey ancestry as a trait.
Not necessarily as a trait, but it is like in lore.
Considering Orisa was also adopted, it kind of like makes sense.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, she was adopted. My little imp.
Mm-hmm.
Little imp.
All right, so what's your guys' decision here?
Alwyn wants to destroy the phylactery. She has no idea where it is, but that's where she's at. She just kind of like, I'm gonna kill something, one way or another.
So you're willing to murder Morgak's son to destroy the phylactery?
Has this been stated to anyone?
Oh yeah. All
No,
of
I
you
meant-
guys should.
I was gonna say, I don't
thought
think
only
Morgak
Morgak
was
knew
told
about
that.
that.
Oh
No, only Paladin Morgak knew that.
yeah.
Morgak doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
These are some fresh details. I don't think it was shared.
Paladin and Morgak shared that with you today. So
Oh,
yeah, that was that whole conversation at the beginning.
gotcha. Sorry, somebody burst into my room and was talking to me during
Oh.
that. That's why I didn't really respond.
Yeah, so Morgak and Paladin Morgak know this. Awen, I'm assuming you say this out loud, or are you just kind of thinking to yourself that I'm down to kill Dagon's phylactery, or this is just a feeling you have right now?
That's how she is.
Okay, so do you guys want to take like a sort of like a group huddle? Just
do we
off
have
to
to
the
roll
side.
stealth for group huddle?
Yeah.
Do
We
have
need to
stealth for group
confer
huddle?
with the others.
We gotta talk. Give us a second.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys go off to the side, out of earshot.
We'll use one of our 2 timeouts for the game.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. What's the matter?
So
You have an expression, Morgak.
All right, so I know what the phylactery is, and I do not like what the phylactery is.
What's
Right.
the phylactery?
That's my son.
How does that work?
Oh, you see. Do I know how that works?
you can roll your Arcana. If you
Arcana
want.
work.
Arcana
work. Arcana work.
Fuck.
So about that, and you kind of like go off in a train of like, just like a trance almost. You got your finger up to your head, just like pointing up, just like no, you have no clue.
Would you
I'm
burn
not
his
sure how
daily
it
use of Arcanarch to
I
get
could
that?
use it to reroll, I guess. Sure.
It's an
can.
important topic.
That's fine.
There you go. That's better.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
In
from
this sesh-
what you glean from your very brief discussions with your orc shaman when he was training you, there is a small, very slim possibility that a phylactery can be a physical, like a living, breathing being, but it takes a lot of time and effort to do that. And the sigils that are needed to be carved into the phylactery have to be very precise. So that means that most likely Dagon had to take a very sharp object and carve sigils into your son's body in order for the phylactery to become activated. Essentially, he tortured him for hours.
So yeah. Thinking about it, if we disrupt the sigil, would that potentially stop it from being a phylactery? Or is it just once the sigils are in, it's in?
Oh, the sigils are in. They're active.
Even fucking up with sigils or burning off all of them won't do anything.
You're not sure.
Okay.
What
The
if we kill
rules-
him and then resurrect him?
He will automatically resurrect within 7 business.
Um,
We're
7
talking
business
the
days.
phylactery.
Oh, the
No,
phylactery.
no.
The phylactery, according to Lich lore, the phylactery has to be completely destroyed, and then that will make the Lich mortal. So then when you finally kill the Lich after the phylactery is destroyed, the Lich will not resurrect. They will be dead. Permanently. The phylactery prevents the permadeath, basically. It's a save point. Destroy the save point, and it's gone.
We're more talking like if we kill Morgak's son and then use magic to bring him back from the dead.
No.
Wait. Resurrection. I mean, reincarnation. We need a druid.
We don't know anyone with that high of a spell slot level nearby.
No.
Damn.
You don't know any druids.
Yeah, besides, 5th level spells and up are kind of ridiculous to our characters anyway, if I remember what things were said. Oh. We don't even have access to something as simple as raise dead.
That's.
Raise dad.
Raise dad.
Raised dad.
Or at this
I
point,
mean-
raise son.
Always said is like, listen. She hates the thought process, but it's like, technically you can make another one.
What?
Just looks down at you. Like, seriously?
Yeah, no, Oust is giving you like the fuck did you just say look?
She just kind of gives a shrug, and it's just like, that's all I have to say.
My wife is undead, and who knows where she is. And my only son is being used as a phylactery.
Wouldn't it be better to put him out of his misery then?
Mother, undead, son, phylactery, hotel, Travago.
Man's got a point.
Now, I will mention again, there was a second option that is a possibility that was kind of mentioned off the cuff. Khronox did say if Altair died, he is the younger version. So if Altair is gone, Dagon will cease to exist.
In theory, though.
Potentially. So there are 2 options, but both suck.
I know, but I don't want to kill Altair.
Yeah.
Why not?
You were so fine with killing someone's child.
Also, then that means we are going to have to kill, like, the family, too.
What?
Why
What?
would you have to kill
Listen.
the
What
family?
the fuck?
Listen,
The wife and daughter too? Okay.
All right. I want to hear your reasoning here. Go ahead.
Not just the men, but the women and children.
The children too.
my theory with it
And a
is-
Colwyn.
Okay, this is a case of, like, an assassin brain going.
Mhm.
If we kill everyone in the line, then we don't have to deal with the consequences.
You're just saying that they're gonna come at us for revenge.
That's usually what happens.
That's what I do, but still. The only
I'm
difference is I succeed.
I said my pieces. It's up to you guys. I'm fine with anything as long as something gets to killed. Because I don't really want to fight a god. I mean, the god's a dick, but that's nothing unusual.
Mhm. So what do you guys think?
Gonna be honest, I don't really know Altair that well.
Ah, I found my D&D socks.
Also, what's a paladin Morgak saying? And while we're at it, what about standard oust?
So
Oh yeah, good question.
Paladin Morgak is fine with ceasing to exist if that comes down to it, because at least the world will be safe. At least what little of it he knows that exists. And if Morgak wants to kill Altair or his own son, he will back whatever the other Morgak is fine with. And then regular Oust, like, he wants his world to remain intact, but he also wants his friends to still exist, including the Paladins, so he's kind of torn with that. He's not sure if siding with Dagon will ensure that or not.
Dagon is the one that
Barbarian's
caused the
choice.
death of your mother's soul. I think it's
Yeah.
kind of clear there.
So, if that is the case, Oust will be willing to fight Khronox instead.
Oh,
Oust will want to keep everything as it is. He doesn't want to lose you, the Paladins, just because Dagon and Khronox are having this infight. He's willing to fight both of them. Keep you guys around, so he would fight Khronox, and to prevent Dagon from doing any other damage, he would fight him too.
what if we got Morgak's son and brought him to Geth?
Like his physical body, or are you talking his son's soul?
His physical body. Could we have Geth take the soul of Dagon out of a phylactery, something that is an affront to the nature and cycle of life and death?
Geth is neutral in all of this, so there's no guarantee that he will allow that. Liches exist because of free will. Geth would be interfering with free will. Even if it's an abomination, an affront to what he believes in.
I mean, if we did that, Alwyn, part of Alwyn would be honestly fine as, like, serving as a student, a servant to Geth, enacting his will for the natural.
So as sort of like a repayment for him helping you guys with Morgak's son?
Yes, I mean, she's already worked in his favor quite a decent bit.
True, you've sent plenty souls to him.
But that's
Like-
terrible for the infrastructure.
Just flooding the afterlife with a bunch of, like, undead bandits and orcs.
But that's... Adam would say that. I mean, I already was... Alwyn, god damn it.
That's what you get for making the names similar.
I know.
Okay. So, basically, what you guys have to decide to do is, if you side with Dagon, then there is a possibility he may betray you, but on top of that, he has basically said he can create any instance where you guys would be happy. Khronox wants to wipe out all the alternate dimensions and only have the one Adnal as it should be, and if Dagon is killed, he's saying that all the shit that's happened can be undone, including all the Eldritch horrors that are rampaging through the entire world as we speak.
Alwyn already said her piece. She's
Yeah.
fine with whatever they have decide.
Okay.
Alwyn wants to kill a child.
Alwyn's fine with killing a child and a wife and a... She's entirely fine with killing a family.
Look, I'd be fine killing the wife, but the child, that's too fucking far.
Well, listen, the only
Professionals have standards.
Also, we have now established that if anyone becomes an orphan in this world, they obviously have some serious trauma after.
Exactly. That's why.
Listen, you gotta make more rogues, Alwyn. You gotta
No,
make more
no!
rogues.
We do not need more rogues.
with
That's why
tragic
there was a son equals a
backstories.
rogue.
Yeah, every
Oh,
rogue
like,
is
just
an
going
orphan
around
in this
killing every
world.
parent inside.
Morgak
I-
is probably one of the creators of the largest numbers of rogues in the world.
Oh shit.
Strong possibility.
I have an old journal I have, and I'm like gesturing it at the screen. It's like, no, we don't need any more.
In an alternate world, there's a entire warband of orphaned orcs just rampaging through the world trying to find the one guy that killed all their parents.
Yeah, that's on a
What?
world like Seardy.
How Morgak attains more power. Soon he will ascend to godhood.
Take another seat on Geth's throne, see how that goes.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say earlier, like, I don't think Geth is gonna be willing to help, considering I don't think he likes me much, considering he's a neutral guy.
I mean, he was pretty chill with me.
Yeah.
It's a comfort share.
Some oddly epic music for the moment.
Yeah. Voting
Oddly
music.
epic music for "We're gonna kill a dude." Alright, well, I'm kind of hardlined on not killing my son.
Valid.
Okay, so we've
Wait.
established Awin is neutral, Morgak is...
Khronox?
Oh, yeah.
What happened to Ova?
So, Khronox doesn't know what happened to Ova. She has been gone for what feels like a millennia. She hasn't existed for a very long time. And what churches worshipped her got wiped out.
You come here for a second.
Khronox?
Need- Yes, quiet conversation.
Wait, are we bringing him into the huddle?
yeah, come on.
Okay. So
Squishing in.
Khronox just kind of like leans in with his gigantic head. You guys gotta make some space. What?
Do you think she could dismantle a phylactery on a living person?
She can do anything. But she...
Would you take Morgak's son back to that point to undo the phylactery on him?
I think that's a little beyond my scope of powers, unfortunately. I don't know where Ova is, and even if she was alive, she may not help.
So you couldn't go back to the point where she was active in the world?
I can go back to that point, but I would need to summon her to me. She does not summon easily. There's a ritual that needs to be performed, and it's very complicated. So even if I were to go back in that time period, there is no guarantee that I would be able to summon her, and she'd be willing to assist.
Altair, what are Ova's opinions on phylacteries?
Altair kind of pipes up, and he's just like, well, if you were to do what Dagon has, he would have to be excommunicated from the church in order to do it.
Can you re-say that? You cut out.
Sorry,
Yeah.
he says he would need to be excommunicated from the Order of Ova in order to do what he has done. And Altair does reiterate the point that I could see why I would do that if I had lost my family and was in a state of despair. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Okay, aside from my discomfort that you would see yourself doing this, glancing at Altair's family, seeing their response to him saying that.
They just huddle closer to Altair. He's holding on to them as tightly as he can. He doesn't want anything to happen to them.
Owen ain't saying shit.
We at least attempt this. Khronox.
We can certainly try, but I would need the phylactery, and Dagon isn't going to reveal its location easily.
Oh, I didn't say it would be simple. You alright trying this, Morgak?
Nothing seems guaranteed, no matter what we do.
Better something than nothing. Moving into a whisper, and worst comes to worst, we just kill Khronox, and then keep killing Dagon whenever he reappears.
You realize Khronox is right there with you.
Yeah, that's why I
kicked him out of the
just
huddle.
whisper it.
Mm.
All right, Khronox out of the huddle. I just push the giant dragon away.
Athletics check.
Oh yeah.
Before
I do
Morgak
this solely as a joke, expecting an at one.
I hope. Yes, it's an actually suplex the dragon.
I'm fucking suplex the dragon. No.
We can go into combat right now if you guys want. I'm fine with this.
Oh no.
No.
Grabs onto the nostrils with both one in each hand. He just goes, yeet!
Oh god. It's like we're fighting gods after all. No.
part
Right,
of
but
deep down, Owen's like, what if it was all solved with a wrestling match?
Oh,
I
God.
am not wrestling a dragon.
No, but you could wrestle a lich.
True. They grapple
That's
easily.
not a good idea though.
So you can feel the air of ire and rage just kind of like envelop you guys as you turn, and Dagon is basically just like so mad right now. He's like, what is taking so long? Make a decision.
Hold on. I have to find the gif.
Just 1 second, Dagon. I need to look up this cool GIF I found on the internet.
Wait, why in bot commands? Why did I do that? No.
Yeah, he immediately commands his staff to his hand, and it starts glowing a red color.
Okay, but it's a really cool GIF.
Oh boy, it's a lightsaber versus lightsaber fight. Okay. Just what we wanted.
That's what we've been waiting for the whole time, is just Sir Oust and Dagon to get into a lightsaber fight.
That would be pretty cool.
It would be pretty great. What's the gif?
It's not exactly the one I wanted, but it's close.
Post it in fun chat. Riv Sam watching with popcorn.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I was hoping to avoid any combat just because, you know, David's not here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
From the heart.
Right.
Well, he tried to rush us. He deserves the gesture.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
He's being a poopy butthole.
He's being a sore loser.
Now, who called him a poopy butthole? Was that Khronox?
That was me. He's being a poopy
Was that Khronox? Was it his child?
Khronox is like, yes, he is being a poopy butthole.
Thank you, Khronox. We don't always see eye to eye, but we can agree on that.
Dagon says, I am not a poopy butthole.
What is happening here? I'm so confused. Why are they bickering?
Does
How they cope.
Yeah, with all the angst.
Alwyn
one
is
cope.
like, Alwyn's going into her bag and then holds up a mirror. Yeah, looks like one.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Right. Does that... Okay, that's the best shot we have, Morgak. Does that work with you? Yes.
Out of character. It's too bad we don't have some way to negotiate Dagon just to sit down and shut up and listen. Like, hey, you fucked up. Just cease and desist.
Not likely.
Get everything back and call it good.
He's He's adamant
He's
that
too far gone.
he will have his family. Yeah.
Hmm.
And Khronox is adamant that you kill Dagon.
I wish we could just walk out and find some nice place where we could just stay away from all of this.
Yeah, you're kind of
Just not even with the influence of Dagon or Khronox, just a place where we could stay. It'd be great. But no,
like Hotel California.
California.
Yeah.
We somehow find a way to make worlds, and then we go to that world and we lock all the doors, and then boom, we're good.
And then
So we just create
have a sign
Eberron.
outside that says trespassers will be banished.
Yeah.
Or
We literally would just create Eberron at that point.
suplex. Pretty much.
Yeah. All right.
We only allow the cool gods like lactose
Yeah.
and
Soul
Serpentity.
can go
We
and
bring
bite his
lactose or
yeah.
fertility, electrolyte.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't think we
You guys
want
can
Felden.
come, but only if I can sit in his chair.
Wait, could we bring mask? Could we
And
bring
you know
Masquerade?
what?
Masquerade
Soul.
could come, yeah.
I feel like Alwyn's gonna say no Soul, but Oust is gonna sneak him in every now and then.
Yeah, so they could have their
Tea and
high
crumpets.
tea. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all the other universes can just be for Khronox and Dagon to duke it out for.
Yeah.
God, that's the perfect solution. So how do we create an alternative timeline?
Dagon's the only one willing to create an alternative timeline.
Okay.
Can we do it ourselves?
Oh.
Oh,
She's back.
oh, she's
Oh.
back. Okay, good.
All right. Here
Welcome
we
back.
go then.
And break.
I guess we only have one thing that's really the choice. Unless, we kill Altair.
He brought back his family. I would rather not go through that theory.
Wait, now you get disagreeing with killing a man in front of his children?
Ironic.
You kill the child and
Ironic.
mother first, so they don't have to watch him die.
Wait,
Exactly.
I don't
Betrayal.
like where this
All
is
at
going.
the same time.
That's what I mean. Kill them all at the same time.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
That way, so they can all die together and resurrect together.
This is epic decision making music.
Again, you're assuming resurrection's a thing.
I
I'm pretty sure that it's been said resurrection isn't a thing in this campaign.
no, I'm not like they go to the afterlife together. I mean, not like
Oh.
They'll
I
be
mean,
together in spirit.
yeah, all things
Exactly.
considered, if they all die right now, Altair hasn't committed an irredeemable sin yet. I don't know, maybe he left the bathroom without washing his hands or something.
dude. Everyone
Fair.
has done that at least once.
Straight to the abyss with you.
Right on down. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200.
Right in the boiler room.
Right in the boiler.
So you made a decision. You're going to try and find where his phylactery is and kidnap Morgak's son and try and go back in time to talk to Ova?
It's
That-
not
it just-
kidnapping if it's my own kid.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
It's borrowing.
Yeah.
it's
It's not borrowing if it. Okay.
First of all, this implies that borrowing is that it's owned by someone, which rude and wrong.
But accurate.
Alwyn, you have many things you need to think through.
No.
All right, we
Yes.
gotta sit down and have group therapy with Alwyn now.
I
Alwyn.
did that before. I don't want to do it again. It ended out poorly.
All right, we're sitting down with both of you and having group therapy.
No.
Oh god. Save yourself.
Right?
I rolled a nat 20 athletics. You're sitting down.
Okay, are we doing this?
What? The group therapy or trying to go and find.
We don't have
What?
time for group therapy.
No, we never had time for group
To
therapy.
find the child so that we can bring the child into the group therapy.
How do we find the child, though?
We'll figure it
can't-
out.
How are we gonna interrogate the lich?
He's still under the zone of truth.
You think he's gonna answer?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Do you have the command spell, Alwyn?
Go through spell list real quick. Yes, I
That
don't-
would be hilarious. Also, maybe, Dagon, you could say why Khronox can't do anything to you now that you're under the zone of truth. Just to get the air clear with that.
Well, to explain it bluntly, we are all out of his time. So, he cannot touch us. At least, not in this material plane. He, however, could kill us all were he to transport us to his material plane, which is the ethereal plane.
But then you would just teleport back here.
Probably he'd try to.
He could
I
try
don't-
and keep us from leaving his plane of existence, but I have more of a capability of leaving than he does.
Oh boy,
I-
plane of existence. What are we talking?
I do have the
F-15
spell, and we did have a full rest, so I have all my flashlights.
Are we really going to knock out Dagon and try and interrogate him?
I don't think we can knock a lich unconscious. I say that out of character. I don't know if that's plausible.
I don't know if undead can be knocked unconscious, no.
They can't.
No. They
But
don't
we can
sleep.
restrain him.
He can teleport. He's a lich.
You need somatic components for teleportation. If he's tied up, he can't use his arms to do somatic components.
Yeah, but how fast are you guys? Because he could cast something that prevents that.
Yeah, freedom of movement is a spell. Shit.
Yeah, we don't really have a lot in terms of incapacitating him.
I
No.
thought that. So they were just informed that their son is alive and a phylactery. They just didn't get told the location.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas we know he's in a lead-lined room, so we can't just use divination either. Although we did have the one instance of, I think we used the mirror and got a glimpse of his location way back when.
You did. He was in a cell at the time.
I have the mirror.
Not the same mirror, I don't think.
Oh.
No. You have a mirror. You don't have the mirror. That was left with Nazana Deval, the Drow queen, or
Oh.
Drow matriarch. But then they had to flee
Khronox.
because of undead. So,
Could you make a plane where time moves much more slowly and toss him in it to give us enough time to try and find his phylactery?
I have an idea. I could transport you all to the astral plane where I reside, and we could deal with this once and for all.
Right. But again, we don't have the location of the phylactery.
I'm sure we can find a way to find it. So,
You have a method to imprison him in the meantime, right?
he won't be able to escape my area without killing me outright. And
And you're certain that eldritch entities won't be able to just break in and do that?
I can't guarantee there will not be any dangers, but at the very least we can keep him trapped in my astral realm so he cannot do any harm outside of it. But I cannot guarantee that he will not be able to bring things with him.
This is your choice.
I'll leave it to Morgak more than anything else.
I just want to get out of this with my son in one piece, and I'll lie.
Glares at Alwyn.
That was unintentional, but yeah, I'll glare at all.
Listen, you can get mad at me all you want, but I am right. Technically, you can make another.
Okay.
His wife is undead.
It doesn't
So,
have to be
Unless he
No.
can find
women.
me a new wife.
It's called kidnapping.
It's
Okay,
what?
this is uncomfortable now. Why did you say it like that? Ew.
I didn't even hear what she said.
She said it's called kidnapping.
Oh, gee. Uncouth. You think all of us barbarians are savages or something?
Yes,
What?
you have no
I
idea
see,
what
out
the
of
courting
character.
rituals they went through. She was the one that hit him on the head with the axe. Not
Love
the
at
other way
first
around.
bonk.
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
Well,
look,
best
Tuxie
way to do
putting
that,
out
Morgak. You know
his
how it
revenge
is.
for you. How do you feel?
I think we're all just tired and done.
I think so too.
I think our choice is rather clear.
All right. So, before we get into this, guys, I'm going to give you guys a 15-minute break just to stretch your
Okay.
legs, get something to eat, maybe some water.
I do actually have an in-person game soon, so
Oh,
I will
shoot.
probably be leaving.
Oh, on
Oh, what?
Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. What time are you planning on leaving?
Probably around 6,
Okay,
6:15.
6:15
15.
Eastern. So, like in 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Well, I guess we will have to move things.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, that does give us a chance to get David in here next time, though.
Yeah. That's fine.
Because I
Honestly,
don't want to
guys.
go into the final boss without him.
Yeah, honestly, guys, I think this was a good start to the very beginning of what we're going to do. You guys made a decision. We can go forward with that decision next session that I can host actually next Saturday if that works for you guys. Because again, like I have everything pre-planned, so
Yeah.
we can run through it then. We don't have to have any delay. There's not going to be another month of waiting. So
Yeah, that works for me.
if you guys are good with next Saturday, we can do that, and then we'll stop it here so David has a chance to join. And make sure we have the whole group together to do this.
Excellent. Oh, we have Tuxie. Tuxie the cat.
Kitty! He's a
No.
good boy.
Mr. Tuxington himself.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna call it here for now. This was a shorter session than normal, but again, I did want to go ahead without David anyway, so we can stop that here.